Hey, welcome. Sorry for the slight delay today. Got held up with something else. See, Scarlett's here. Scarlett knows. Scarlett knows. Welcome everybody. I got pretty much just the just the usuals. I love y'all. Thanks for thanks for always being here. Let's finish this fucking game. All right. Let's see. I gotta open the game first. Ba-ba-da-bum. All right, there. Got the sound. Ooh, my turn. My desktop volume down a bit. All right. Survive. Rise from the ashes. Final day. Final day. February 25th, 9:45 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Okay. This is the defendant lobby, all right, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Oh, okay. Edgeworth. Yes, we're gonna fucking destroy this twink, but he wants us to anyway, because we're technically going to exonerate him. I don't know, whatever. Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 77s, whatever ID number is, that is. Yeah, it's Phoenix's boyfriend. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Yeah, it's fucking Gant. Alright. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True. Not yet. Edgeworth, honey, we're gonna get your fucking boss arrested, all right? In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. Even 5 minutes. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Skye will be found guilty. But she didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Yeah, well, you know. Y'all work together, but you're not exactly, you know. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth. Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. Oh, think about it. See you in court, right? Oh, well, see you in court, right? They swap whatever. This is it. I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her. It's now. Yeah, let's get the entire police department arrested. That's what I want. But wait, courtroom number 9, but we're in defense lobby number 2. Okay, whatever. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is where the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. The police chief can't just come in and be like, Okay, we're gonna completely do something different. You know, we're gonna forget the laws. Let's do it this way. He's not okay. He just kind of faded in from nowhere. All right. Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Edgy, you been back to the pool yet? What is with his obsession and swimming? Honestly, what's with that? Trying his work. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Don't mind me asking, Chief. Exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. Oh, okay. Yep. He's blackmailed her into confessing on the stand. Even though she's already confessed again because of his, you know, blackmail. Fuck the police. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. Yeah, you already did that. We're still having the trial, girl. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana. Well, we've already proved that the murderer... You can't, Your Honor. The defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana... Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. Prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. No, it hasn't. Girl. Like, Your Honor, your verdict now, if you please. Gant has Emma. Gant has Emma locked up in some dungeon somewhere. It's the only explanation. Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. The request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there is no further need to continue this trial. Even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise, this can't be happening. It appears the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Objection. There, good. One moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut, I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal. Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh? To whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Sky. You know, the defense is not supposed... You're not supposed to bring the defense onto the defendant onto the witness stand. You know, that's one of those things that's like kind of a no-no. You know, but alright. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. Well, you're not... You know, defendant... Care what you think. Exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Okay, well, you know, we're going forward with this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Oh. Phoenix has got the hots for Edgeworth right this moment. It's like, ooh, he can take charge. Alright, my name is Emma Sky. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister. I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer, Joe Dark, of the Joe Dark killings. Is that correct? Yes, I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Yeah. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it is. Yes, it most certainly is. Yeah, yep, Evelyn. We're... The game presents itself as just a visual novel trial game, but really what we're here for is the enemies to lovers yaoi that's going on in the background, foreground, sideground, whatever you want to call, you know. Well, okay then. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. 2 years ago. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Ooh, but the knife was found in his back! It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. Edgeworth gets so much slack. Gotta admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examining. Yeah, like, honestly, Edgeworth's just... Even though he's got constant allegations of improper procedures, they just let him do whatever he wants. God, ACAP. It's because he's on the prosecution side. Let's just press everything. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct? Yep, ACAP. Yes, she was second in command under the then Deputy Chief of Police, Gant. ACAP. My sister, she was the best detective ever. ACAP. Yeah, like... They're a bunch of Nepo lawyers, all of them. Except for Phoenix. Phoenix is like the only non-Nepo lawyer in this entire, like... Well... I wonder if Maya had any... had any connections. She could have been a Nepo lawyer, but also very likely wasn't, because of the stuff with her mom. She probably had a hard time getting in and being respected. Yeah. Maybe, okay, so if she was trained by a famous lawyer, then we haven't gotten to that part. Like, that might be something revealed in a further game. Edgeworth was trained by Von Karma, which was an important famous lawyer with his own portrait. Yeah. Gant and this guy used to be quite the pair. Maybe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ. So is that like a built-in feature of the room? Did Gant have it like installed when he got the office, or like was it already there? Because it's like built into the room. You don't just, and that's a pipe organ. You don't just install a pipe organ like that. That has to be like a part of the building, you know? Like, yeah. Winston Payne is the judge's son. Damn. They are all Nepo lawyers. I was kind of just willfully ignoring Winston Payne because he's such a, like, such a non-lawyer, honestly. But, wow. Damn. I wanted to play it that day, too. You're... Oh, well, yeah, fair. Police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work. I mean, aren't we all damnable? I think in modern capitalist America, we are all damned. Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning on the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest. All are damnable under the Lord. Yeah. Only one not damnable here are the friends we made along the way that aren't American. When he saw his chance, he fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. All the homunculi will eventually know everlasting salvation. Then he ran into Sky and Gant's office. There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened up the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Yeah, well, yeah, what was he doing? Yeah, you know, tell me how Neil Marshall got there. Yeah, Deputy Chief Damon Gant, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Yeah, almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King of Prosecutor Awards. Yes. Dark grabbed me. I thought I was as good as dead. And that's when Prosecutor Marshall came running in. I don't clearly remember what happened then, but... Yep, jumped in dark, lights went out. Just about this time of year, there was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. Okay, yeah. Electricity went out. Wait a minute. It was pitch dark in that room. You shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. Yeah, when she first popped up, we were like, "Oh, hey, look, it's we know of her by reputation-ish, sort of." Or yeah, we presume your girlfriend's a pretty big fan of at least this character. Tell the detective about what I saw then. Although, her PFP is the looks like it's a different quality. So I'm guessing Emma appears in a later game. Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Yeah. Marvin Grossberg. Oh, you're right. She was trained by Marvin Grossberg. We were in fact literally introduced to him with the portrait. Well, it wasn't a portrait. It was a landscape picture. Duh. We do know that. We do know that information. Yeah, Mia was a Nepo lawyer. Yeah. Yeah, let's hear more. Yeah. That's what's so scary about... That's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw. Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Huh. I want to ask about that picture. Very important meeting. No. Yeah. List of us given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Hidden evidence. No, but you see, Grossberg worked on the DS9, it's not DS9. I always want to say DS9. That's the space station in Star Trek. But Grossberg worked on that on the DL6 on the DL6 trial, which Mia's mom also was consulting on. So I count that because it's not just that she happened to get a gig with the with a well-respected attorney. Yeah, not to be confused with the SL9 trial. Yeah. DL6, SL9. Yeah, entirely different things. You also learn more in the third game? Alright, fair. I will be waiting. At this rate, I will learn what you're talking about in the in the third game in 4 months. Okay, so we're gonna have to relitigate this then. Alright, fair. Then let's move on. Yep. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right? Yes, I want to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can see it now. Whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died. Yes, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken? Nope. Evidence tampering! 1 more month to finish. Okay, I know you're messing with me. But no, if this case takes another month, I'm done with this series, okay? Sorry, but that's where I draw the line. This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me. I guess I should check the evidence again. And let's continue. Seeing that imprinted on an image on your mind, can you please describe it to us? Okay, but you are making it sound like maybe this I won't be able to finish this tonight. I mean, it's the final day of the trial. There is nothing after this. Now, yes, they might draw it out with a lot of statements, but I'm gonna do it. Even if it takes me, all fucking night. Alright. Even now, when I close my eyes, I can see it just as clearly. Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage. When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Drake. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. Yeah. Pretty sure I was watching them. Emma doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this as she can. Yes! Good! Alright. Alright, let's present something. I think the evidence list? Maybe? Oh, nope. Oh, hey, look! Did I know that was there? Cool. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart in drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor of that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! Behold! A man! Stabbing another man! This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. What's this? Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed. 2 men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only a prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. Yeah! 2 lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What? Yeah, like, obviously. Huh, but Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor. Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. So that's quite conceivable. So, wait a second. If she drew on the back of the evidence list... If she drew on the back of the evidence list, and the picture itself was evidence... Okay, so the list, of course, couldn't include itself. So why wasn't another list made saying, oh, obviously they're hiding evidence, so they didn't make a new list. But that also says that the evidence list was made already, and they didn't add anything more to it. Like, that was the evidence list. Nothing from that final night was added to the list, which is insane considering that something like the knife that was used to stab Neil Marshall would obviously have to have been on the list. Like, that's part of the... But then that would have to have been added to the list before it was drawn on. But still, when was this list made? I hate this game sometimes. It's possible. Let's see. Did you never look at the back? He never once looked at the back of that list, huh? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. Is that thing? No. That's that thing. No. Guess he was out of scrap paper? Stored and update. Okay, cool. Very well, witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong, Emma? She seems to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. One moment. I'm looking... Real quickly. Oh, no. Wrong. Ah. No, that's definitely a part of the picture. But why is it... What is it exactly? Were they attacked by a beholder in the middle of the crime? Like, I guess it must be part of like the stained glass window, I guess, but like that doesn't make sense. Wild. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flashlight was so bright, all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Alright. To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark being about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Yeah, you know. It explains why there's so many inconsistencies, though, you know? That it took them 2 rights to secure the rights to actually mention the beholder in this trial. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. Yeah. draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. First, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Bruno was placed in charge, and the direction of Damagant and Lanasky. 2 or 3 days later. Memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Oh, yeah, it's all black because, you know, yeah. So the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright that I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Light so bright you get knocked to the floor? That's a me thing. Like, I think I'm, you know, that's not normal. That's like if you're super goth and going, you know? Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. Okay, fine, if you're not... Fine. Okay, that makes more sense. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma, I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? Yeah? You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. Flash lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Alright. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, it's the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from her talks with the detectives. Ooh. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? I mean, 3 days is long enough for that to happen, yeah. I mean, not on purpose, of course. I'll find some way to cut myself. Oh, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced. Cool. Yeah, I mean, there is. Okay, so there is something I can identify as being definitely wonky, but what am I looking for? Oh yeah, 3rd page of evidence. Well, that wasn't very helpful. Neil's autopsy report, yes. 7 in the back died from puncture, heart and lung. Single stab wound, piercing heart/lung. Suspect died from blood. Yeah, I guess. Alright. I guess, let's just try presenting the autopsy report, because by the image, it's hard just to prove, oh, he's being turned around and gonna be stabbed in the front, but like, let's try it, because I mean, it could be being pushed by the image, but pretty sure. She said stabbed in the chest. Like, that's the one thing that I know she said it in a previous bit, but damn it. It didn't pop up. It's not an actual point I can present against, you know? So I'm gonna try here. Alright, cool. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture that witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply point out this contradiction for us. What part of this... Really? I don't know exactly where to present. Here, sure. Nope, that wasn't it. Oh, I call her painting her art shitty, and then okay, fine. Okay, fuck, I can't save. Fuck, I can't save. Do I present the outline of the knife? It's not colored in. Why is the knife not colored in? Is that what I'm supposed to be presenting? Oh, jeez. Fuck, that wasn't it either. Oh, okay, good. Never mind, it was. Huh. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. Oh, the tip was broken off after, like, the tip was found in the wound, so that means it has to be... Okay, I get it now. I get it. I know which direction we're going. I know which direction we're going. We're gonna link it to the fact that the murder weapon wasn't the murder weapon, and then okay, I see the direction we're swinging around. Because the murder weapon was clearly part of the statue, not the knife. I know, yeah. See, the murder weapon, its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body. It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
Objection!
And where, Partel, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. The victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. Yeah.
Objection!
Oh.
Objection!
Well, yeah, that's not possible because the tip was found in the... Yeah. Broken before and it couldn't possibly wind up there. Yeah, well, yeah, tip was definitely found there. They're gonna just objection back and forth, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly, so, you know, here we are. Oh, there is. Not so fast, Mr. Edward. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Ah! Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecution's office were holding a ceremony that day. There it is. That was the murder. That was the murder weapon. This right here, the sword. Yep. Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It's my belief that somewhere in this story there was a lie. I'm not lying. Yes, but... Oh, no, you're not lying. Someone else is, though. That's true. Then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. Must have been another broken knife. Ah, yes. Well, I mean, if one of them was falsified evidence to match up with witness testimony, then of course the chances are pretty good, you know? Yeah, there is another one. Nope, it was an error. Mr. Wright? In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. Yeah? I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Do I have it as a separate... Okay, do I present this, then? Yeah, I'm gonna present the trophy. If anything's broken here, it's you. Huh? I'm sure this must all be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. But, okay, fine. Then I guess the picture, right? Let me just double check to make sure there's nothing else that is obviously identifying that bit. Yeah. Alright. Let's present the picture then. So it lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Yeah. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall's holding. The piece of the award that was, for some reason, retired after that year. Why do you just, like, remove a piece of, like, why not retire the entire trophy, honestly? Just get a new one. But no. Oh, we're gonna retire a piece of the trophy that I don't think is supposed to actually be removable. But alright, you know. So we earlier concluded the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. It was. Neil Marshall was awarded the King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh! Yeah. But the prosecutor is the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? Seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait, I remember now. I remember everything. Really? Now's the moment? Okay, girl. Sure, go off. Mr. Edgeworth, what is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one that, with that picture scribbled on the back? I knew it. This picture, I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? Yeah. The list wasn't torn in half the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you're recalling, Miss Skye? Yeah. Alright. Fuck you. And... Begone, bot. Alright. Yes, Your Honor. At least y'all aren't even being shown them as often anymore. There's just... Ugh. Reverse the knife mix-up, and now... The Blue Badger? This should be interesting. It's not the Blue Badger. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then, there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. This is certainly most unusual.
Objection!
Try impossible. The chief detective hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further. Lana, what's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Yeah. Defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Alright, so we're about to prove that Emma did the stabbing, and now we have to spend the rest of the trial proving that she didn't actually. You know? Yeah. Yeah, well, she just see with shadows. We're just assuming here. Why'd you do something so dangerous? Just stab. Yep. Yeah, Mr. Marshall was probably the one holding the knife. Yeah. I mean, you know, good on you, girl, but, like, oof. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Huh, yeah, sauce, you know, okay, yeah, it's just, we're re-talking the same bits, basically, yeah. Fair, okay, yeah, sure, you know. Progress is progress, I suppose. Yeah, it's not the blue badger. Yeah, okay, but like, it wasn't. No. Three creepy horns. Okay. It's pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. Yeah, but like, she saw something. Yeah, she saw something. It looked like that, and we got to figure out what it is that she actually saw, because she didn't know at the time. And now that the blue badger exists. Oh, blue badger. That thing. It was. This is the blue badger, right? Aha! Wait. I guess? Or maybe if it was like angled like this? Or something. I don't know, you know what? I'm going for it. I think I know. I think I'm gonna guess that was what she saw. Let me I don't wanna die and, you know, have to start back from the beginning. I just might know. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, it is the defense's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Oh, Mr. Wright. Okay. So you're saying that we brought all this in with us? Everything in the everything in my evidence inventory is physically here in the room with us. All right, that's what I'm hearing. Oh, good. The mysterious blue badger was, in fact, this. But that's, what exactly is it? I'm not sure. It's like a jar, but it's like hollow. So honestly, I'm not sure what it is. It's purely decorative, I guess, but I don't know. Change our... Oh, yeah. Oh, I could just, you know... Yeah, sure. Please be close enough. Okay, good. Well, is this a miracle or what? No one could possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger. Yeah, okay, sure. No. It can't be. It can be. Yep. I've proven it. Ha ha. What's your point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. Hey, it changes a lot. You see? Yeah. Very well then, please tell us. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? I don't know. I guess... Okay, so we already know the murder weapon was already... You know, it's definitely not the location, because it definitely did happen in the office, just maybe the other side of the office, so it could still technically be the location. I'm gonna go with the murderer. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment, At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? Location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf in the office of Dam and Gam. Yeah, well, okay. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Okay, well, but it's the same room. Oh, but, alright. Yeah, what? Okay, sure. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, you wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? Do I know the reason? It's good now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. The man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on. What would have been hit? Ah, the suit of armor. Holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. Okay, so that was the murder weapon, not the... Okay, but... Okay, so... The King of Prosecutors' sword, knife, whatever, was just thought to be the murder weapon. Okay, so I did call it a little bit with that suit of armor. I definitely was like, oh, you know, but like... Oh, whatever. This trial's a mess. Had to have been Neil Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No. Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yeah, well, you know. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this. Wright, what's the matter? If events take place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? No. Thud. Yeah. Alright, so we've proven Emma guilty. Now let's prove that all that was bunk. What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that, coming from you. You recall it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? Actually, I do, unfortunately. Yeah, no, I have evidence. Yeah, both instances are, but both parties involved are dead, so, yeah, but, touché, Miss Skye. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean? I mean the possibility that the victim has left us a message. Okay, well, yeah. Yeah, he did. He did leave behind a message. Or something was left behind on that face. There's definitely some scribbling. I want to use the luminol on it. Let me finally use the luminol on it so I can see what the message is. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind is in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Yeah, fair. I'm just gonna, just in case, considering I'm halfway through my demerits or whatever they're called. Yeah, we're not trying to. We're seeking the truth, and Emma just happens to be kind of in the middle of the truth. Oh, wrong button. E. Always get that if I messed up. No, it's the jar, not yeah. I for a minute there I was like, oh god, did I push the wrong piece of evidence? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there are lines here, drawn in blood. So what you're saying is the dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. Alright. Just connect the points? Can't I just use the luminol instead? Oh. I want to use the luminol. That would make it just so much easier. Okay. Okay. Luminol would have been easier. that one's going with that one, of course. Okay, sure. Yeah, alright, there. I feel like this is gonna be red herring, but, you know, well, you know, yeah.
Take that!
Yeah, it's a defense attorney's duty to prove their clients are innocent, and their younger sisters are guilty of murder. That's totally my job, right? Phoenix. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. So much that I'm gonna throw her younger sister. I'm gonna throw this teen under the bus and get her arrested. All right. Well, people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. Nope. Still don't believe it. I think Lana believes that's what happened. But no, Gant definitely did it. Seaworthy, can't say I didn't warn you. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Yeah, he didn't know. But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I mean, is it though? We didn't have proof. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice? We're the keepers of the law. No, fuck you. Fuck you and your ACAB bullshit. Yeah. Ultimately, responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. Yeah, fuck you. They sent an innocent man to his death. How could he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Yeah. Another uproar in the court, in this, another uproar in this, yeah. Chamber, whatever. Yeah, unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. Alright. To be continued! Yay, I'm halfway through the day. I think. I presume. I guess they could sneak in another, okay, yay, I'm halfway through. Try later, good. 'Cause former and then later, just... Alright. Former, later, because I guess it could be former, later, and then even later or something, you know, but yeah. Sorry, Edgeworth, I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. But not interrupting anything, pal. Yeah, Gumshoe, where have you been for a while? Like, first of all, I'm not happy to see you. I want to put it on the record and say it. I'm not happy to see you, Gumshoe. But since you're here, why are you here? What have you at all been able to contribute to this investigation besides getting me into Gant's office? Thanks for that. But still. Guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I was about to say, like, was he really just gonna? All right. Seem happy people at funerals. Take it Lana's having you run errands again. Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she tasked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law for beginners? That's what that is, isn't it? Yeah, but like... What a burn. Lana seriously had a detective running around town to grab a copy of, like, My First Evidence Law to give to Phoenix if the trial went so off the rails that there was a break. Like, that's literally what she told Detective Gumshoe, was like, all right, bring this to Phoenix if there's a break. You know that the only time there's a break is when the trial goes completely off the rails. Yeah. Baby's 5th defense trial, actually. 7th if you count the DL9 and SL6 incidences as 2 separate trials distinct from the trials that actually happened. I don't, if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book. Him. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. All right. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good though. Now though, all that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh? Haven't figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me. The real trial today hasn't begun yet. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I mean, Emma's, yeah, but like we're gonna prove that we're gonna prove. Yeah, don't worry, Gumshoe. Fuck off, but don't worry. He stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. Alright, real quickly, we're gonna stop you there, Judge. I gotta read this children's book on evidence law. Your Honor, I am in fact a fully certified lawyer, but give me a minute. I need to review this law as explained by a children's duck mascot or chicken, whatever. Rules for submitting evidence. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. And 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Okay, is that literally all that's written in that book? Jeez. Okay. One really thick page. I mean, yeah, it's a children's book. It's one of those, like, big cardboard pages, that's just, like... there's a lot of decoration with children's stuff on there also, but we're not shown the artwork. Ugh. The Inquiry Committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness, but, cough. This isn't easy to say. See, this is, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have, struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? Me? Yeah, it's a pop-up book. Honestly, worse things have happened in this courtroom. A very effective one. Prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Okay. Very well, the defense accepts the prosecution. Okay, who do I call? Last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. Who am I calling? Am I calling Gant or Lana? I'd like to call Bruce, but I don't think he's available. I mean, okay, so calling the defense to the stand is a big no-no when it comes to trials. I don't know if that's true here in this sham of a legal system, but I'm gonna use that as a tiebreaker on this and just call Gant. And if I'm wrong, then I'll just go back and call Lana instead. But here we go, Gant.
Take that!
Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. What does he have to do with anything? As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? Yeah, sure. Alright, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Yes! I was right. Name and occupation. Alright. Lunch. I could use some food. Are you sure you want to do this? I'm not. He's not the one doing that. I am. I am gonna get you arrested so hard. So you wanna play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine, my name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant. Wait! Acting? Acting? Did he just say acting chief of police? He's been the chief. He's been for 2 years now. How are you still just acting chief of police after doing the job for 2 years? Fucking bullshit. Alright, what's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered the prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. No. Yeah. Where were you? Where were you on the night of the 21st? Yeah, 21st. 2 years ago. Yeah. Weapons, you say? I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Really? That's just great. Fucking above the law ass. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well. The witness may now begin his testimony. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Oh, I found the stuff in your locker. So, like, come on, man. He was lying on the floor unconscious. Oof. When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I'd better hit him hard and fast. Yeah. Alright. Recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yeah, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up, too. That's probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that. Was the defendant, Lana Skye, also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. Yeah, no. Okay, well... Yeah, okay, okay. Guess that makes some sense. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife... Oh, that's not funny. Yeah. Yeah, Lana Emma, blah, blah, blah. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently, she arranged the crime scene. Sure, whatever you want to say. How can you know that? Because the victim's body had already been moved. So that means you found the body near Lana's desk. That's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor. Yes. Anyway. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office. That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt, but moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances. Yeah. I know, I gotta present something. How do I link him to this incident? I mean... Okay, so I found a piece of the jar, half of that evidence list, and this piece of cloth. Found in Chief Gant's safe. Good, that is listed there on it. I think I'll present that then. I gotta present it at the right point, though. Let's see. Ooh, wait. Let me just save first. Just in case. Just in case. If you really had nothing to do with the forgery, then how do you explain this? Aha! I was right. We found it in his safe. Yeah. I don't know. You tell me, son. Huh? My dear Wright, don't you know the second rule of evidence law? Oh, not this again. Evidence law. Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Tell me, how is that rag relevant to this trial? I think it's clothes from either Neil Marshall or Joe Dark. I don't know. Yeah, okay, so I guess I'm not allowed to use that evidence yet. Alright. Okay, at least I didn't lose any points for that. Let's present the... Okay, this also says it was found in the safe. Okay, yes, we're presenting this then. Duh. Or the... Fine. Did I not present to the right... I didn't present at the right point, did I? Yeah, I'm not gonna skip some... I guess let's present the evidence list just in case I did present on the right point that last point. I think I fucked up and didn't present right, but let's... Alright. I'm afraid this is the claim you cannot back up. Ooh. Got the good music. Okay. Take this list, for example. That's the list Emma Sky drew a picture on. It was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office was found inside your safe. Yeah. Yeah, you obviously played a part in this. You hid evidence for years. Yes, I am a worthy opponent for Worthy. Got there. Why would, yeah, why? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Righto? Okay, yeah, so you're accusing me of forging? Yeah, Gumshoe was present. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so, you know. Alright. Another testimony. A jar fragment and a list. For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Okay, but... Yes, Your Honor. When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. Yeah, well... not if I can prove you're guilty. Alright, there won't be consequences for me if I can prove you're guilty. Never punished. Yeah, he's pressing charges. Okay. This is bad. Yeah, wait till tomorrow. Today is, well, you know, we're a little busy. I know, that place, right? Gonna put it off till tomorrow as long as as long as the judge comes and joins him for at his private pool. I was guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, Phoenix! When someone says, when you're like, you're accusing me of planting it, you can't just, you gotta have proof for that, and the person you're pushing is like, oh, you're right, you could never do it. You don't just immediately turn around and go, what do you mean I couldn't have done it? I'll have you know I have a secret criminal record or something. No, Phoenix. Bad Phoenix. Talking about when Righto's prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they'll prove his investigation was illegal. Yeah. Well, to be fair, all my investigations are illegal, but what do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course, but suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. Concealing evidence found on a crime scene isn't forgery. I'm not through speaking it right out. All depends on when the evidence was discovered. Saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation. It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient, right? Chief is talking about a possibility. So long as you can't rule that out, your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. So, the half of the evidence list with the drawing that was done at Goodman's request in the police department. That's, you know, no, you know, that could have happened after Joe Dark was prosecuted. Definitely. No. You're so not innocent. Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil? I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye. Technically, it's manslaughter, not murder. So, you know, the judge is right for saying it, you know, no, it's technically, if Emma is guilty, it was manslaughter, not murder. I had a, so, I think it was like 8th grade history or 8th grade civics or something like that. Whatever. That's when we were when I was taught the difference between murder and manslaughter. And the teacher at the time was, you know, murder is a premeditated, planned, you know, decision to kill someone, whereas manslaughter is just if you accidentally kill someone. And her example was, it's murder if she makes a plan to kill people, but manslaughter if she just goes out with her rusty trusty chainsaw and just stabs the first person she sees. Well, now do you see? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the... Yeah, there's also second and third degree murder. That was also taught. Like, I'm not getting into the nuance of it, though, right now. This is 8th grade, I'm trying to remember. And right now, we're in the middle of Athena, we're in the middle of a murder trial right now. Jeez. We don't have time for the law and legal semantics. Yeah, motive. Fair. That's a good one. The motive is the promotion. Fair. Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes. He was going to be made chief anyway. God. Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motive for you to commit the forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. I mean, he could have wanted it faster, honestly. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Udgy, would you mind if I change my testimony a little? Oh, yeah, sure. Fair. Nothing in it for you. Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You're right, you don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. ACAB. First of all, ACAB. Second of all, jeez. God. Fucking... Gonna die alone. Can I... Sure. Just gonna... Huh. I mean, yeah, he would have helped someone if... That's not what I mean. Alright, so did Goodman... Because Goodman did gain from this. He's the only one... He is the only one from that case, the only detective from that case. Besides... Okay, so... Gant was promoted chief, but he was already going to. Lana transferred over to the... prosecutor's office. Jake was demoted. Angel was fired entirely. Bruce Goodman, nothing happened to him, as far as we're aware. So, what if What if this was all him?
Take that!
Fuck. Yeah, yeah. Fine, and then he blackmailed Lana, alright? Okay, I'm not getting back to wherever that was. I don't remember exactly what I did to get there, so. Alright, then it's Lana. Then it's Lana.
Take that!
Yeah, okay, we're good. Yeah, Goodman must have done nothing wrong. Absolutely, ACAB, all the way. He did something. Might not be relevant for this case. He did something. All right. It's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Let me snick it. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed Chief Prosecutor at the Prosecutor's Office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all of this? He would be able to use the Chief Prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. You can tell me that despite the Chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? God, this judge is so out of the loop every time. Just all the time. All of the times. Oh wait, you must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as Chief Prosecutor so you could control her. Right on, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Huh. Just keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we are litigating an entire different murder, technically. Just because we're talking about SL9 a lot today does not mean we've forgotten that the actual murder is an entirely different one. Yeah. Yeah. Almost like as if Gant has been blackmailing her this entire time. What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? Said, order, Mr. Wright. You can't be serious, huh? This is an affront to the highest-ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's impossible. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating. Huh. Yeah, I mean, he's the chief of police. He gets to get away with whatever he wants. Hey, Cap. Yeah. To be fair, both the prosecution and the defense are threatening the chief right back, so I mean, that's fair, you know, but... It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. Can we prove it? No. But Question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got, and it better be good. Show us the evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Oh, jeez, I have no clue. What? Oh! Duh. The ID card record. We did, in fact, fill in... I'm pretty sure we figured out that he is the... Yeah. I'm just gonna... Fuck, I can't. Alright, I can't save. Guess we're going in. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777. Gant. Sorry, there's no way you can prove that's my card number. It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits, you don't mean? Yeah. Afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7 sevens. Same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. What do you have to say? Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations, and I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you. Alright, so we're gonna win. We're gonna do all this, and then the epilogue for this is gonna be like, and then I spent 3 months in jail. Yeah. But the use ID card. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's broken. That's a... Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. What about it? I'm chief of police. Whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Yeah. I'm Phoenix Wright, and I'll go to jail if you... or I'll... Instead of you... Yeah, something like that. When you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, so as I do with the evidence room. I don't think that tracks, Gant. Dr. Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. In days? I hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant. I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. You saw him just that day for the award ceremony. Yeah. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Miss Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went... Yeah, right. Yeah. The trophy. I mean... Oh! Yeah, he had to see him because he was... Let's just throw a save in here. Because I apparently don't know what's going on. He had to have seen him because he received the trophy. He received the fucking trophy. Okay, then what else? What else? Is it because the evidence locker was open? I want the evidence locker. Oh, fucking... Okay, Fuck, wait. Okay, good. Okay. Proof that Goodman and Gant were, Alright. I have no clue which piece of evidence is supposed to be the proof. Honestly, not an inkling. Okay. That Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. Yeah, but that's beside the point. Marshall's already being told it or whatever. Would have had to give this report to the chief of police. Yet, you are in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure that he filed it. No. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh. Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him. There's no other way the murderer and the Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman. Yeah, exactly. But wait, the chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. Could have just lent him his ID card. Yeah, now that you mention it, I believe I might... Oh, okay, well, no. Can't just do that. Well, that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. Good one, Worthy. Also, that right there was pretty good, yeah. I wish it hadn't gone past him so quick. Murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime for no one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. Yeah, honestly. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. You're forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did you manage to move it there? I was at the police the entire day, you know. Still, you're the chief of police. Oh, Goodman what? Nope. Wright was the one who received the trophy that day. Goodman, honestly, I don't know where that thought came from. I'm just now realizing that a little while back, that trophy was nowhere near Goodman, probably. All right. This is why this trial needs to be shorter, so I don't start forgetting stuff. This is why I can't split trials. Yeah, Edgeworth got it. Where were you when I was on that entire chain of thought forever ago? I mean, we got past it, but I'm only just now remembering that I was on an entirely wrong chain of thought back then. Why did you let me go on thinking like that? No, I said Goodman. remember when I was like, Goodman, because Gant, yeah. Athena, why did you do this to me? Why did you murder Goodman? Yeah, I mean... How? Okay, so it's a piece of evidence that we haven't presented. In the parking lot, right? I mean... He moved it in... Oh, I didn't actually mean to, but yeah. He moved it in the car, right? Yeah. Fair. Fair. You're right. I do want you to let me think and just... Maybe if I'm doing something so stupid and completely on a wrong chain of thought, maybe poke me a little bit, but yeah. I mean, I got there. I got past it. Yeah, the body was stuffed in the trunk at the... Yeah. I mean, I carried the victim's body. Precisely so. No thoughts, illegals. No, I'm allowed to think. I'm the only one allowed to think. But wait, even you know. I didn't plan on returning to my office after the ceremony finished that day. Yeah. But you did return. Tell me why. Ah! I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it in here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Yep. What you're taking to the prosecutor's office wasn't the screwdriver. It was, but the victim's body in your trunk. So Goodwin's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes, unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Yeah, well, she's definitely not gonna, you know, even if she's not guilty of this murder, she's definitely losing her job, let's be fair. Yeah, this was a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Please say something. I believe... Your time's up. My time... Sorry, Wright, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if we're to make it in time for the early bird special. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. Yeah, well, now he's just gonna, you know... Okay, well... Yeah, and that weapon includes the... Right, yep, he's just gonna wander up. Certain risk, yep. Yep, he's gonna run. I stabbed old woman, that's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, you think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. Say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief... I'm gonna throw another save in right here. About to need to present evidence, and I have no clue what I'm going to be presenting. So, gotta make sure I get that in there. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Skye dispose of his body. Any concrete? Yeah, I gotta have proof, right? I don't know what it is, but I've gotta have it, right? Okay. Okay. Ah. Alright, Athenas, now when I present the piece of cloth... I honestly, no, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. Oh, I have to let him go? Like, I back then, I had to say that I didn't have evidence? That's annoying.
Take that!
So wait, there is a third section of this trial? Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay. In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for... What? Please don't... Ah! Okay, good. Cause that would be really fucked up if there's a section where you have to lose. What do you mean? There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows. Oh yeah. I mean, I guess we could call Lana. Okay, I guess we're calling Lana. Feels like a... Okay, yeah, sure.
Take that!
Sure. Yeah, she was, yeah. Of course, with a certain someone's orders. Mr. Edgeworth. Prosecution has no objection, Your Honor. Yeah, sure. Very well. The court will now take its final... Ah! Ah! Huh? I thought you were going to eat. Listen, good Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. This isn't good. Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then. Got a lunch date to meet. You and me both, Judgy. Do you mean we're in recess? There's a third section. Okay, we still got 2 hours to do it, though. Not a detective anymore. Yes! The system works. Oh, wait, no. He... Still, whatever. Yeah. Honestly. No, Gumshoe, I don't I don't want you. Yeah. Yeah. He has forfeited his right to deny any claims against him. Relieved? Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all just to protect me. Yeah. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her. Yeah. What do you think I mean to follow Chief Gant's orders? She must have shut herself up deep inside, to force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Technically, it wasn't murder. I have to prove she didn't do it so that Lana will prove Gant did do it. Ugh. God damn it. I'm going with... Alright. Want to be... Oh, it tells the truth. Okay. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. Alright. One last section of the game, I think. I hope. Yes, we're saving. Trial later. Trial later 2. God fucking damn it! Of course. 2:21 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take the stand? Yeah, what's required of you? I already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Okay, good. And if you're lying to me, Athena, I will never forgive you. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. The only chance we have to get Gant. Yeah. Gant in the fabrication, alright. Yeah, no pressure. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana, if this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. Is it playable? Is there a playable epilogue, or is there just cutscenes? Because if it's playable, then yes, there's another section. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But what if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. Okay. Let's now begin its cross-examination. Worked alongside Gant for years. Oh wait, let me just... You know what, honestly, she did. No. I'm gonna have to press on that one. Definitely. How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it, period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? Right? Hmm. Well, apparently there's no way she did it alone, so well, let's press on that one. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. Okay, good. Good, Athena. It's just dialogue. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive her. So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? That's not... But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change the statement. You mean, Prosecutor Marshall's wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. That is so what happened to the other murder weapon. Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. She probably knocked away in the struggle. All just protect me. Yeah, what? Yeah, what did you do? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oof. Why would you do that? You, of all people, should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. It isn't that bad, but... Yeah, why did you move the body? Honestly, the location of the body shouldn't matter if the armor didn't have... Yeah. It's where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple. How did they threaten? Yeah, but so the Dark committed the crime. I felt it would be more expedient to move the body, so when you first found the body, the jar was already, of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during the struggle. Let's see. Well, no, because it was written on. Apparently, the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed, but I have a feeling there is more to it than that. Yeah, because it was written on. If the jar was written onto, then it had to have been whole before then. Well, you know, and then whatever. Whatever. Alright, let's just fucking present the unstable jar then. I don't know. Yeah. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forger at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered. If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. Yes, because the jar was written on. Testify, and I quote, "Piece of the jar that shattered during the event threatened my plan." That's right. Simple oversight, really. See, a message was written on the jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written in his final moment. So, then, yeah, this is where the... Yeah, how did he write on it if it was already broken? If he broke it in the incident, how did he write on the broken pieces? Yeah. Yeah. Something critical. Yeah. But the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together information to arrive at the truth. I still want to use luminol on that on the jar, you know, but all right. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. You mean, you were the one who wiped away the message in blood? I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence. Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Alright, well, but if she was the first one to the scene and she wiped off all the pieces, then... Well, I mean, no, it was Dark, but... Alright. But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office. Detective is always prepared, Miss Wright. Even out. I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Oh, yeah, luminol. Emergency luminol, girl. Yeah. Every last piece. That's... Yep, permit, you know, ACAB and all, but, you know. Yeah, I think I finally figured out the contradiction. Yeah. Let's check on the wiping away, maybe. It happened. What do you mean? If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Lana? I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. Actually, let me just save real quickly, just in case. And then... present the... I guess present the unstable jar again. Oh, this is a very important piece of evidence. Just gonna keep presenting this. We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the chief's safe, but how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it, but the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. Couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece? I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my... Okay. Judge, I think you've made many mistakes, alright? Yeah. He's looking. Yeah, nope. Gant found him, and then, he got there first. He, broke the jar and hit a piece, and, yeah, he might have been the one to write Emma's name on it. Yeah. Not the one on trial here. Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question, what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. But why would Chief Gant do that? In light of what happened afterward, isn't it clear? What happened afterward? Discovering the scene. Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason why Miss Skye became the chief culprit. Oof, ow. Girl, did you really just bite through your thumb? Yep. Especially because he staged... Okay, so the crime scene happened one way. He staged it a second way to make you think that you had to change it into an entirely third way. So, honestly, fuck me off. Foul lies? Yeah. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist. No, I'm not! Hey! Hey! Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Something wrong with Wright? Lana, maybe right after all. What do you mean, Wright? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? No. Miss Skye, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Skye, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. Fair. Very well. Testify about what I really saw. Once more, for the final time. It's better be the final testimony, you know. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it, but if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. Only had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. No, so see, Miss Wright, she really does have faith in you. Ah, what do you mean? This was so long ago! I guess, wait, no, this morning, so it had to have been... Okay, what, I guess she gave me the evidence law picture. Now I'm able to check the fucking book. You motherfucking... Hey, there's a picture here. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No, the detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything. Gasp! Mr. Wright, that piece cut out from his vest. Could that be the cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe? Yeah, it is. It's the handprint, isn't it? Yeah, girl, but those are your fingerprints, so, save. I hear a declaration of saving, so let's just throw that in there. Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flesh out the real murderer. Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Alright. Okay, but you already waived you waived your rights. Get out of here. Worst excuse for a trial I've ever seen. Chief Gant. What now? You want me to... What, now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. Get out of here. Too late. You already declined to testify. That means you forfeit your right to make statements of any sort. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. Nice. Oh, yeah, that's a good, yeah. That's a good shot. Rage mode. Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. That's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone. So, what's your excuse, Righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? Yeah, okay. Okay, fine. I have to show the fucking... Alright, fine. Fine. If you have any more evidence presented now, trying to steal anything, you'll be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. Alright. I got it. I guess I got it, you know. No, they're yours, girl. Sorry. Part of me feels like this is, like, clearly this is what they're talking about, but, like, part of me feels like maybe that's a trick question and I'm supposed to actually present something different. Bah, whatever. I'll fall into the trap. Yeah, but, you see, it doesn't have any blood on it, so maybe I can prove that it was cut off before he was impaled on the suit of armor. They're Miss Skies. Miss Emma Skies. Yep, they're your fingerprints, girl. I was keeping this from you. I'm sorry. So, I really did do it? See, I told you it was conclusive. But this was found in your safe. This means it's possible you forged it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember any cloth in my safe. Do you really expect me to believe that? But... give it up, Miss Wright. It's over. Shouldn't have presented that. Yeah. Yeah, I know, but like... Alright. So... Yeah, okay. So definitely not. Fuck. Come on, just let me fucking... Alright. So what else am I what else do I present then? Something I haven't... Something that hasn't been... Fuck. Okay, no, there. Okay. Do not present? I guess don't present, and then he has to like hang, you know, declare that he knows what I'm talking. You know, he has to reveal he knows of the piece of evidence. I guess, right? I guess. I don't know. Let's just get this a little closer just in case. Yeah, honestly, I mean... You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. Okay, yeah, he is gonna hang himself. Whatever. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Wright. Why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about? Yeah. Well... Saving right before that choice, I don't know. I don't know if I would have been able to save. Yeah, whatever. Thank you. Take a look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? Looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason. You mean you had this in your safe? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. Tell you what really happened. What? You mean you admit to it? The first person to arrive at... Bro! Don't. Alright. I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her. I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance. Of course. Yeah. Sure, my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I was about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? It had the most legible part of Emma's name. Didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar, too? Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all, but it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish, right? Ah! Now I get to present evidence law. I couldn't present it because it wasn't... Aha! 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 Okay, but do I... Here, I'm just gonna... So, do I present it now, or do I keep refusing, though? Because he has identified it as being relevant to the original incident, but not the... I hate this. I hate this so much. Yeah. Okay. Wrong button. Always wrong button. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh yes, at last you finally brought it out into the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth. Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. It's a handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly. Could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it, Righto. Righto had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? I mean, you already know. You know whose fingerprints are on that. Mr. Wright, do you really know? Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? I mean, you know the other Emma's, but, like, you know. It's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Huh? But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career, too. Hmm? You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. Looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. No. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh? And what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? Nope. Nope, nope. It's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. It's not covered in blood. Talking about a contradiction, one that proves who the real killer is. Fuck, wait. So wait a second, wasn't... Yeah, there's blood like all over that, right there. Yeah, clearly.
Take that!
Why couldn't I have done this then? Like, what? I guess he proved that he had it. That's what happened. Okay, fine. Shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though. Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood pouring out of his mouth. Oh? Yeah. Yeah, it proves... You see, he admitted to knowing of its existence and having had it. That's the part that... Yeah. Wait. There's no blood on it. Yeah? Uh-huh. There's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on a sword at that time. This is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. Most likely his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor, impaled him on the armor sword, then to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood, jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. Make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago, that you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! It's finally all over. We did it! Yay! No, we did it! Get out of here! Arrest him! That's close, Wright. You almost had me. Do better than that. I refute your allegations. What? It's illegal evidence. Ah! No, it isn't. Legal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember Edgy? Earlier, old Wright here concealed that piece of cloth. Okay. Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. But that's not fair. Did you actually think you could best me in court? Looks like the last laugh's on you, son. Evidence law, bitch. True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal. Well, Mr. Wright? Just in case, I'm gonna put, just in case.
Objection!
No, sorry. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant, huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then, it's that I couldn't. What do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involving when presenting evidence. Don't listen to this lie. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe.
Objection!
There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not? Very well. Let's settle this once and for all. Earlier refused to present evidence. Yep. It's right here. Also, are we on to page 4 for the evidence? Why are we on page 4 for evidence? Couldn't we have, like, cleared some out? Like, jeez.
Take that!
What's it? Yep. I am officially entering this pop-up book about law into the court record. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book, the second rule of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance. Between the cloth and the SL9 incident, what kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No, he's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you. Damn it, Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. Yeah. We did flashbacks from only like I guess 30 minutes ago, but still, come on. Really proved this cloth. Or maybe it was an hour ago at this point. Jeez. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damn it, Gant. The killer was you. Yeah! Haha! Got ya! Oh, he's entered a manic episode now, eh? Knew I should have gotten rid of him. Good for nothing scum. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me. Goodman turned him down as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know how when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. Had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, that accursed night. So you stabbed. Couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worried so Much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker. Used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. No business doing any of it. They put the body in my car. Sorry, couldn't think of any other way to move the body. Broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? We make a lot more than us detectives ever will. I don't know about that. I mean, he's probably paid more, but I wouldn't put it past you to obtain money from confiscated sources, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, fucking like his office is huge compared to Edgeworth's. Also, like, come on. Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. She took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments and the glove. Yeah, it looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. Got to hand it to them. They did their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. No, get out of here. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Well, it looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Ajit. Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, damn it again. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator, an example to others on the force. Nah, he ACAB all the way. Always. Yeah. Right on, Worthy. Can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. You can hear them fucking, I guess, you know? Two things I want you to understand. Yes, first, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Dan Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Scott, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial's over, I'll tell everything. All I've done these past 2 years, from the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today. Oh, fair. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows, a few years from now, you just might make it to the top. She smiled. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. The pressure might break you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, she's still complicit in some crimes, so, you know, but hey, it's a much better deal. Long time since I felt free of those heavy chains. Yeah. You're free for the next few days before you get, you know, put in for a lesser charge. But still, you're free! The court finds defendant Miss Lana Skye not guilty. Yeah. That's what I like to see. Considering I've gotten the guilty sign like twice during this this trial. Ugh. Not guilty with a huge asterisk. You're right. All right. Long last is finally over. Why the long face? I'm sorry, your sister didn't get completely off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. That's not it. Just now, after the trial ended. You can see why Mia Fey thought so highly. Yeah. We just had this flashback. Yeah. Okay. You know, I did my best too, but Lana didn't say a word to me. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Yeah, fuck off, Gumshoe. No, I'm serious. Go. What do you have? You do this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, line up, pals. I'm only kidding. Oh, are you sure about... Yeah, not this time. Came today because of you, pal. Me? That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Lana? Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day 2 years ago... 2 years ago... was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis, I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis. I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. Sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis. I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Oh, Emma. Emma. Aww. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. Aww. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe. Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding, come over here. Yeah, say hi to your boyfriend. Just came to say congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right, well, I'll be going now. No. Stay here with your boyfriend. Aww. Blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realized today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth? Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. You despise criminals. Yeah, we've done this. Flashbacks. I don't care. We were just there. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Don't you understand? Damn Gant. And your mentor, Manfred von Karma. We were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said, in order to fight crime, on my own, I'd need a weapon. Well, but you don't have to fight crime on your own. You weren't alone. Yeah. You were working together with Mr. Wright. And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz? Ev uh... The evidence list? Sure. That's picture accurate. Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list and I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture. I guessed. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there's still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Alright. Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. Better be going too. Okay. But I'll be by to visit soon. Seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, scientific investigation. Oh, something. It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. I will. So another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Yep. Fair. Journey to rediscover yourself? Okay, but like, isn't Edgeworth doing the same? Gumshoe, fuck off! It's just a little matter of yourself. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this, but I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story, huh? Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either, huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side. Yeah, well, you see, Wright here is the one who'll be footing the bill. What? Hey, fuck ACAP. But I only work like 3 times a year. Come on, man. How do I pay bills with this as it is? Okay, I guess the police detective, the spotty spottily employed defense attorney, and the 16-year-old will split the bill. That seems fair. That seems totally fair.
Objection!
Oh, hello. Aw, Emma's gonna study on a top corner in Europe. Yeah, you were definitely losing your job. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Aw, she's gonna find a new way to work with Emma. Okay. Aw. ACAP. Yikes, I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalize you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. So yeah, you know, he's allowed to do whatever he wants now. Is what he was just told. He's been penalized so much that the only other option is to fire him, and they're not going to do that. Fuck the entire police department. No, this. Oh no. Oh no. No, I don't have... Partners keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Just like that. Okay, there. Fuck that. Fuck him. Fuck him specifically. I want him dead. So the Blue Badger gets an epilogue too? Oh, the Blue Badger broke. Okay. Okay, that's worthy of an epilogue, I suppose. What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with the stake? Miss Star managed to sneak this into me. She's seen one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? Oh, the cacti, I believe. Yeah. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the Right Way lunch. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. Okay. Okay. Who else is... Who else do we get to hear from? The judge? Okay, sure. I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left. Wrong. Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for, how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go. Bro. Aw, Maya. Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to begin. Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Aw. Thanks, girl. I miss you too. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I've brought you your tea. What's going on? Edgeworth has gone off on a vacation with his boyfriend. Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Okay, well, sure. Guess we're doing this. Oh, there's a letter. Aww. A cab, though. Okay, can we move on? There we go. Yay! Such a long episode. Alright. Saving content. Blah, blah, blah. Alright. We're done here. Back it up. Though I will say a few words first. Wait a second. I have to review some What's the drop? Okay, so, yeah, okay. Okay, that's understandable. Never mind. But alright, so we're done with the first game. I'm gonna update that right now, or once I'm done streaming. I wanna our little progress panel down there. Gonna update it. Just knock off that first game. Finally. Jeez. I have let's see. If we're including today, I have done give me a minute, gotta pull up the right folder. Nope. And I have done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. I have done 8. I've streamed Ace Attorney 8 times so far. Now, I did double up 2 of those with Lego days, so I split the day, did to some Legos and then did some Ace Attorney. Does not mean I played for less than I would have for but yeah. God. Yeah, 2 months. Pretty much. Well, 6 weeks, because again I did double them up, but it was 8 sessions. So I'm gonna say it was technically 2 months of gaming. I just managed to condense it a little bit. But yeah, so Jesus. So much time. Alright. Does mean that next Sunday I will have to make the decision, because my original plan was to take a little bit of an intermission, a break of some kind between each trilogy, because these games are broken down by what is packaged together through Steam. So I was originally going to play the first 3 games before taking a break. I might actually just take a break between each individual game. It would mean playing for a lot longer overall, but I'd get some other stuff mixed in, But I don't want to. The problem is I feel like I might end up, being like, okay, this is something that I'll only do the one time this 1 month here, and then it'll end up taking or this 1 week here, and then it'll end up taking a full month to beat, and then that's just gonna add so much time if I'm taking a break between every single game. I'll make that decision before next week. Oh, I'll figure it out. We do know though that Wednesday will be more Bounty Hunter. I think I might actually have 2 sessions left in me because I'm stuck at a level. Fucking last Wednesday, I got stuck at a fucking level because it's a fucking nightmare of a game sometimes. So it might be 2 more sessions for Bounty Hunter, which is not good considering I was expecting to be done with Bounty Hunter a little bit earlier than overall. Let's see. So that means I have played Bounty Hunter. I've played Bounty Hunter 3 times so far, and it's not gonna be finished this week. It's definitely not gonna be finished this week. So it's gonna be almost 5 full sessions to fucking finish Bounty Hunter. Tomorrow we do have a Lego set for you. Gonna do a bit of Lego, and then probably some more brain games, the Wordles and such. And as always, if you don't already, I'd really appreciate the follow. And, get me to 50, and we'll be doing special stuff. I want to give you all the tools to do more, to have more fun, to tell me to hydrate, because I didn't drink a single bit of water this entire... Okay, so I had some of this. It's water with some powder mixed into it. But it's still water. But you see, if you want me to, without technicalities. Also, I am legally obligated to mention that I'm going to do a Pokemon Smash or Pass. You're going to have to catch me first, Athena. And I know for a fact that I can get you to just not sometime, I just down girl, all right? So, it's been nice. I'm glad we're done with this now. I'm glad we're fucking done with that episode. Huh. I am hopeful that the rest of the games will not take as long, or at least be spread out a little bit. I think I would have, if this game had taken as long as it did to get through entirely, but had been more evenly divided between the episodes, I think I would have been more okay with that. The fact that episode 5 took like a month to play on its own, that's the part that I'm really upset with. Honestly, I could do with the game taking 2 months if it was like 2 weeks for every single episode. But no, it was like neatly I was able to finish like each episode like in one session basically. And then episode 5 took a month. A month. Well, got plenty more games to play. As always, my stars, it's been lovely to spend time. And